Welcome to Women. I'm Bonnie Gilgallo. This program will introduce you to some fun, fearless, and phenomenal females. These ladies have fought through tough times, conquered their fears, and seen their dreams come true. They're creative, accomplished, and inspiring. Their stories just might give you the boost and confidence you need to create the life you've always wanted. So come along with us and meet some amazing women. Artist and actress Alexis Hunter's new book, Joy Lansing, A Body to Die For, tells of the forbidden love the author shared with the 50s movie icon and of the dangerous beauty-enhancing procedures that cut her life short. So we're here with Alexis Hunter, who has written this amazing book, Joy Lansing, A Body to Die For. So just a really interesting story. So tell us about who Joy was.
Joy was one of the blonde bombshells of the 50s and 60s, along with Monroe and Mansfield and Mamie Van Doren. She was, the curvaceous beauty, and she was actually more the, they called her the Monroe of television. She did a lot of TV.
A lot of TV.
She did quite a bit of movies, but more television, more television. And I had always, when I was a kid, I lived in Kansas, of all places, and every day I'd run home from school because there was this one show I wanted to watch. It was Bob Cummings' show, and I was just absolutely in awe of Joy. Fast forward, moved to...
You're in Los Angeles.
I'm in LA. I want to be a movie star, of course, and I'm living at the Studio Club with all the other actresses, which was very cool. Sally Struthers was there, Farrah Fawcett, and one of my friends had a gig as just a bit part in a film, and she says, "I cannot stand that monkey suit one more day. Do you want the gig?" And I said, "Well, sure." And it was for it wasn't a B film, it was a Z film.
It was called Bigfoot? Was it
Bigfoot.
called Bigfoot? Yeah.
Bigfoot. It's just so bad.
Okay.
I'm in the monkey suit, and it's such a low budget thing that they are spray painting my hands and my face and gluing on hair and the fake teeth, and frightening. So I'm just sitting there in makeup, and suddenly this woman, this goddess, walks in. I didn't know who was in this. I had no idea.
Who the cast
no
was.
idea. It was Joy, and I
Were stunned, I'm sure.
absolutely, but she was so sweet. It disarmed me, and so I wasn't uptight around her. I was very comfortable. So we just spoke, and we became friendly. While she was in makeup, and it just progressed, and it was just.
So you started as friends.
Yeah, it started as friends, and I wasn't. I knew at this point that I had certain tendencies. But I wasn't going to do anything.
Yeah.
Never.
You weren't making any first moves. Yeah.
No, I just wanted to be around her. I was just, and one night after shooting, she says, "You want to go to Schwab's?" And of course, so we went to Schwab's, and we just talked all night and on, and for hours. Oh God, probably 10 hours.
Yeah.
And there was such a connection. We fell in love, and I mean. Blows my mind, just blows my mind.
And now in those days, of course, that had to be big secret.
Well, it had to be. She took me to meet her friend Joy Bishop, and because she had done Joy's show, and they were buddies, and she whispered something to him about our relationship, and he was so cool, and he said, "Well, I don't like your name. My name was originally Nancy," and he says, "You're not a Nancy. You're a Rachel." So from that point on, I was Rachel Lansing, her baby sister. So we could get away with it. People bought it because both had the same color eyes.
And you looked like you could be sisters.
Yeah.
So
blonde hair, green eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, she was 5'7.5" and I was 5'11". I was taller.
Yeah.
But people bought our act.
Let's fast forward a little bit.
Okay.
And unfortunately, in those days, doctors did things like inject liquid silicone.
Yes, they did.
Your breasts to be larger, rear ends, or whatever. So she did that because that's what you did in those days.
Yes, she did.
And not a good idea.
And it's a terrible thing. That's one of the reasons why I wrote the book. I want to stop them. And I know a lot of people, instead of having, the implants, which are expensive, and it's surgery, it's a lot cheaper just to get a silicone. It's immediate. Yeah. It's immediate. I mean, you get all this stuff pumped into you, and they have pumping parties.
And she developed both breast cancer and ovarian cancer
Yes, she
from
did.
that.
Yeah, that's what I truly believe.
And doctors, she went to many doctors,
We
and
went to,
none of them gave her correct
and the
diagnosis.
thing is, I mean, talk about all the things with Weinstein now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Joy lived it every single day. Every time we went anywhere, nobody was
were all
interested
over.
in anything that she had to say. It was all,
Her
you know,
body.
like we'd go to a doctor, and the doctor would have his buddies come in, and it was just more
Or
like
ask her out. Or,
yeah, it was all let's talk, and they never listened to her
Yeah.
about, you know, she went in with problems, and one of her breasts was becoming very hard because of the silicone, and one stupid doctor injected her with prednisone, which
And
is
they were
like
giving her
estrogen.
Estrogen, which was
Yeah,
made it worse.
she went to a doctor way before I met her and said, I don't want to grow old. I
Yeah.
can't grow old.
Right.
You know, I have to be beautiful, and what can I do? Well, here's an open-ended prescription for estrogen, and she was in her 30s.
Yeah.
She had plenty of estrogen,
Yeah.
so that it was a perfect storm.
Cocktail, yeah.
Yeah, it was a perfect storm between the silicone, which was a terrible irritant.
So you lost her at 42?
43.
43.
Yeah,
She's,
yeah.
way too young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was just so wonderful.
What do you think she would think about Hollywood today, the Weinstein stuff today? What do you think she would think about?
Oh,
what's
she would
happening?
say, yay! She would
Yeah.
be so thrilled that some of these people finally got their comeuppance.
Yes. And so when did it actually come out?
It came out June of 2015.
And how, I see a lot of stuff. How's it doing? Is it
It's
selling
doing
pretty well?
great.
Yeah.
It's doing great.
And you're hoping for a movie.
Oh, I'm hoping for a film. I'm getting people that are interested in
Yeah.
it.
Charlize Theron, I think, would
she
be
would
perfect
be
choice.
fabulous.
To play her,
Absolutely
yeah.
fabulous.
Now you're also an artist on your own. You make jewelry
Yes.
and paint.
Yes, I do.
And write poetry and prose and all
I
kinds
love
of things.
doing that.
Yeah.
I love doing anything artistic. I love making jewelry. I love it.
Well, Alexis Hunter, go get the book, Joy Lansing, A Body to Die For. It's a fascinating story, tragic in its own way, but fascinating look at Hollywood and a cautionary tale, and it's just a wonderful book. Alexis Hunter, so nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
so much,
for coming.
Bonnie.
Appreciate
So
it.
sweet of you. Thank you.
Stay tuned. Profiles of more great gals ahead.
Gasoline, $32. Transported, over 120,000. Meaningful connections, priceless. Your donations, volunteer time, and purchases at our resale boutique have helped Soldiers Organized Services provide a ride home to tens of thousands of active duty Marines and their family members since 2007. To donate or volunteer and be a part of this important mission, visit sosride.org.
There are thousands of dogs and cats housed in shelters that need your help. Local shelter professionals and volunteers give their heart and soul to help unwanted animals and deserve your support. Americans give millions every year to national animal organizations, but unless you give to your local shelter, you can't be sure that money will make it to the pets that need it most. Adopt, volunteer, and give to your local animal shelter. To find your local shelter, go to humaneforpets.org.
Wouldn't it be great if employees everywhere acted like they owned the company? Real caring, terrific customer service, and the ability to solve problems on the spot. Welcome to Renova Solar, a SunPower Elite dealer and now an employee-owned company.
The only
solar and battery storage company
in the Coachella Valley, where employees
are also owners.
Renova Energy Corporation, local, brighter, better. And now with employee partners.
I'm bored. Doesn't she know about Venus de Fido?
Yeah, they have an incredible indoor playground just for us.
And they have an amazing spa just for them.
Plus, we can be groomed at the same time they're being pampered.
I'd rather have fun and VIP daycare at Venus de Fido instead of this.
Ladies go to Venus de Fido, and they don't even have a dog.
Yeah, everyone goes to Venus de Fido. Venus is genius.
Venus de Fido, the spa.
Longtime fashion editor for Palm Springs Life and creator of Fashion Week El Paseo, Susan Stein is style personified. She also received the Visionary Award from the Women Leaders Forum in 2014. here with Susan Stein, fashionista extraordinaire of the Valley. She's fashion editor of Palm Springs Life. Fashion Week El Paseo started that whole thing. So, well, first of all, welcome to Women. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
One thing I don't know about you, you're not a desert native, are you?
No, I'm not.
New York?
I'm an East Coast person.
Okay.
Yeah,
Was it New York?
Yeah, I was in New York for most of my life. New York, and actually I have to confess, I lived in Pennsylvania and Connecticut too, but that counts as the New York area.
And what brought you to the desert?
A man, of course.
Okay.
And also 3 months of snow in New York. I had a really wonderful job with Saks Fifth Avenue. I was fashion and PR director for them, and my husband-to-be, who I'd been seeing for quite a while, said, you know, I want to go back to California, which he lived here for a while. No way, you think I'm giving up my job? And I literally stood on the pier in Santa Monica when we came out here and said, I am a woman, I cannot do this.
Yes.
I love this weather, I can do it. But it snowed for three months.
And that was
we went back.
Yeah.
And I gave my resignation in March, that I was leaving in June, and in June 6th of 1993, he picked me up in the car.
Yeah.
Champagne in the car. It was a small car. All of our stuff we had packed, and he had packed at my place, his place, and we drove cross country, and here we are.
Wow.
And we landed in LA for 10 years, and then moved to the desert, and I love it here.
So you had no regrets doing that?
I did actually when
in the
I
beginning?
first moved, because there were fires for the first 2 months, a month, and then the earthquake in '93 came.
Okay.
So those were my regrets and trepidations.
Yeah.
And he was so sweet. He said, "If you want to go back, we can." And I kept saying, "I don't think so."
Yeah.
So I'm maybe
so
a better person.
Okay, and so when you moved here, did you get involved in the fashion scene here right away?
No, I moved here because I wasn't going to work. I was going to play tennis every day, improve my game, which was a large challenge, and actually I did a little, and read everything I hadn't read. But I would stand, and we lived on a golf course, I'd stand in front of the window, and I'd say, what am I doing? I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. And people here don't care about clothes.
Yeah.
So I got involved with the FGI, which is Fashion Group International, which I belong to in New York and LA. And then I met the people from Palm Springs Life, because they sponsored an event we were doing.
Okay.
And they said that they were interested in having a fashion show on El Paseo. So they had the idea. I didn't really create it. It was a very brilliant marketing plan on their part. But I helped develop it. So they hired me as fashion editor, which was very exciting.
Now, has it exceeded your expectations, what it would become?
Yes, and every year it gets better, and every year we get more incredible talent.
Yeah. I have to ask you, when you came here, what was your overall view of the fashion sense, particularly of the women here, and has it changed, and do you think you've put your stamp on things a little bit since you came here?
Well, I won't say I did. I will certainly say that I think Fashion Week did. That was our goal, is to make people more aware. You asked my first impression. I sum it up in 2 words. I've done this before. I call it adult camp.
Okay.
Which is really what it was. I
Shorts
saw shorts and Tommy Bahama shirts and a lot of linen, which is great, you know, but
up to a point.
No, the variety is good. But I mean, people are always saying something to me about what to wear, or is this, but I do see people really caring, and that makes me feel good. And first of all, it's very important to our whole economy.
Of course.
And the marketing of it is so much fun. It's entertainment, and let's not deny that retail therapy is really good for everyone.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's self-esteem and emotion. I mean, when you look good, you put together, it does something to your mind.
Well,
you know?
And also, I think there's a lot of art involved.
Of course.
This year, we're doing a lot with art, and Fashion Week, we're bringing in a designer from San Luis Obispo who does something called earth gowns. Everything is made from natural products from the earth. I
love that.
So that's great. Ralph Rucci, our designer, is also an artist who hangs in museums all over the world. So art and fashion are really related.
Art. It's art that you wear, basically. As a general question, what are you proudest of in your life?
Oh, my daughter.
Okay.
Okay.
Is she in fashion as well?
No.
Yeah. No.
So
I want to get away from that.
But for all you kids who are watching and say they don't want to be like their moms, she just wishes she had listened to me a little more, because she calls me frequently. I'm really proud of that. I'm also proud that I'm still going at this point in my life, which doesn't mean I'm really old, but you know, people do ask me how long you're going to do this. And I'm
Till
saying,
it's not fun anymore.
I would say don't stand in line because I'm going to be here for a while.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Have you found, in general, women, especially in your professional endeavors, have been very supportive? I mean, people think of this sometimes as women of being competitive and backstabbing, but sometimes they can be very supportive as well.
Yeah,
So-
I think women are supportive. I've really been lucky. I haven't found a tremendous amount of terrible competition. I'm very upfront about my feelings. I think anyone who knows me, what you see is what you get. So I don't think that's really been a problem. What goes on behind my back I can't control, and I don't know, and hopefully I don't hear.
What advice would you give young women, 18, 20, who maybe aren't sure what they want to do, or maybe thinking about something but their fears are holding them back? What advice would you give them?
I would tell them that there's something in them that creates passion, and follow that. And you may not have found it, so it's a perfect opportunity to try everything.
Different things.
I was not allowed to go into this business. My father was in it. He said, no way. I became a history and government teacher in theater. I was pre-law at one point.
Wow.
Nothing excited me except things that involved this. So finally, when I had an opportunity, I went back in a small way and found that I was really comfortable with it. But all of a sudden, it's like I could breathe.
Yeah,
you know,
that's the key.
It really is. And you know, women have to remember, yes, you have to make a living, and you have to be you have to be independent. But try and find something you really love. Yeah.
Susan Stein, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stay with us for more amazing women.
I would like to suggest fitness classes which will be beneficial to your health and well-being.
You're right. It's time we do something.
I know the perfect place for both of us.
Venus de Fido offers fitness classes for both people and their dogs, certified personal trainers, private and group training, plus Fido and You classes that both you and your dog can take together.
I'm feeling better already.
I told you, Venus is genius.
Venus de Fido, the spa.
Right behind you. Wounded Warrior Project, they saved me. I've come leaps and bounds.
I'm proud to be the man I am right now. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, because contributions help us get back the life that we once knew.
Your gift today helps us provide programs and services desperately needed by our wounded veterans. You are the lifeline that aids our warriors in their recovery. Thank you for your continued support of Wounded Warrior Project.
Gasoline, $32. Transported, over 120,000. Meaningful connections, priceless. Your donations, volunteer time, and purchases at our resale boutique have helped Soldiers Organized Services provide a ride home to tens of thousands of active duty Marines and their family members since 2007. To donate or volunteer and be a part of this important mission, visit sosride.org.
Licensed family therapist Edie Keller is co-founder of the first local office for the Alzheimer's Association. She explains how her experience as a family member of an Alzheimer's sufferer led to the important and fulfilling work she does now. So we're here with Edie Keller, who is one of the co-founders of the local office here, this new facility for the Alzheimer's Association here. And tell us how you first got involved, or why you became involved.
Well, when I moved to the desert in 1995, I discovered that my mother was in full Alzheimer's mode. I had been in a great deal of denial up to that point, as we all are. When I moved here, I was looking for help, anybody, to help me decide what to do.
And couldn't find much?
And couldn't find, there was nothing.
Yeah.
I went to the Yellow Pages, which is the first thing that you would have done in 22 years
Right.
ago, and there was nothing there. So I'm a licensed marriage family therapist, so I had some tools and some skills, but found nothing here. And went to a support group. I did find one. And a gal sitting next to me, her sister was at this facility where the support group was, and I told her I was looking for a place for my mom, and she said, the best place you can take her would be to Inner Image. And I said, what's that? And she said, it's a facility that specializes in Alzheimer's.
Wow.
So I went and I met Pat Kaplan, who became my cohort in crime and joined at the hip partner. And we swore that nobody would ever have to go through what
that
I
again.
had to go through. And so we formed a local entity here in the Valley 22 years ago. And now, 2 decades later, we are forming a new entity to basically help the people who are here in the Valley with whatever their issues are and whatever their problems are. Whatever we do here is going to benefit the community. It's a community-based organization, and it's called Alzheimer's Coachella Valley.
Okay.
And what we will be doing is offering support groups for caregivers. We have a program called Taking the Journey Together, which is for couples who are newly diagnosed or in early stages, so that they can be more social. And we'll have some scholarship money available for people who can't afford to leave their person alone emotionally, but also financially, and give them an opportunity to go to support groups. And so we'll have some funds available for that. And then we're going to do monthly educational programs. And what we feel is that there's a need here in the Valley for these programs that's not being filled.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're here to do.
Yeah. For people who might not know, what is the difference between Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia?
Great question, and that's the confusion. Dementia is simply a term that describes symptomatology.
So it covers a lot of different...
It covers, and there are many causes for dementia. Alzheimer's happens to be the primary cause.
One, right.
Like 75% of people who are diagnosed. But you can also have dementia from stroke. Parkinson's disease has a dementia component to it. There's a little known disease called Pick's disease, and there's Huntington's disease. Alcohol. So you have to have a good quality diagnosis, and that's the key to dealing with the disease. We don't have a cure, but we're trying to maintain families together, couples together, children and parents, so that they have the information they need.
Now, you were telling me earlier that the research, they're doing research all the time, and I'm determined that one day they're going to find a cure, but that there have been 2 sort of research groups that have been at cross purposes. Can you talk a little about that?
I feel that, you know, the drug companies certainly are in the business
to make money,
and so they've had a lot of concentration and focus on how do we stop or slow down the progression of the disease. But we know what happens to the brain. The problem is we don't know why. And I don't know how much research has been done on the why. I think there has been.
Need more.
But we need more. And so there's just so much money available. This is a disease that afflicts the aging. It is not caused by aging, and that's a real important distinction. But because we're living longer, and because medical science
more and more,
has allowed us the opportunities to get new knees, new hips, new hearts, new lungs, new everything.
This is one of the last things that you're still dealing with.
Well, but we're living longer, and so about 50% of people who live to be over the age of 85 will have some form of dementia.
And I think the statistics are Alzheimer's affects women a little bit more than men. Is that correct?
Well, because we live longer.
Okay, all right. Is that the only reason?
Yes, as far as we know.
Yeah. Being a woman, how has that, do you think that's been an advantage in this whole process and working with Alzheimer's and therapy in general?
I think so. I think that what happens is because the women wind up taking care of the men to a greater extent because the men are dying before the women.
Yeah.
But when you have a couple situation, most of the time, I'd say a good 70% of the time, it's the wife
That ends
taking
up
care
being-
of the
yeah.
husband.
Would you say Alzheimer's work is what you're proudest of in life?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And
Yeah.
I've done a lot of things. I've had probably 5 careers.
this
I
is
started out as a school teacher, and then I went into the advertising business.
You've been across the board.
I went back to school and got my marriage family therapy license, but never expected to wind up dealing with this disease.
Sometimes life paths take you change. Well, Edie Keller, thank you so much. I lost my mom to Alzheimer's, so this is important. It's such important work. Thank you so much for bringing this facility and this opportunity and resource to the Valley. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having me.
Right behind you. Wounded Warrior Project, they saved me. I've come leaps and bounds.
I'm proud to be the man I am right now. Thank you from the bottom of my heart because contributions help us get back the life that we once knew.
Your gift today helps us provide programs and services desperately needed by our wounded veterans. You are the lifeline that aids our warriors in their recovery. Thank you for your continued support of Wounded Warrior Project.
Think about everything that you save. You save gas, you save money, you save time. But have you ever thought about saving life? That's right, life. In just 1 hour, you could save up to 3 lives, giving 3 people more time with the ones they love. And isn't that the best thing to save? The need for blood is as universal as it is constant. Save life, give blood.
I'm going to get pampered at Venus de Fido. See you soon.
You know I can go too, right?
You're right. Let's go.
Discover the Valley's only salt cave for a completely natural cleansing experience that can also effectively treat all kinds of health conditions, all while your dog will be having as much fun as you.
You're glowing.
I feel amazing. Did you have fun?
The coolest time ever. Venus is genius.
Venus de Fido, the spa.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Women. We hope you've been inspired to take the next step to follow your own dreams. See you next time.